All right. Get ready for crochet madness. Crochenanigans. Just gonna keep working on this virus stitch cocoon sweater. And I am on the right round. We were able to, hey Stitchtivities, we were able to figure out how to flip my TikTok camera around, so now it doesn't look like I'm left-handed anymore. Hey, writing, yeah, crocheting now. Crocheting always for me. This or cooking, this is it. I also love cooking, probably actually more than I love crochet, because I get to reap the benefits of my cooking, and when I crochet I always give it away, so I never really benefit from my crochet, except for the activity of crochet is amazing. How are you doing tonight? I had a busy day at work, which sometimes Thursdays are great and busy and sometimes they're really slow, but the cool thing about working for yourself is when you're done working, if it's slow, you can just be done. Hey, Abby. Hey, Taryn and Allie, too. 1, 2. Ooh, writing went on a walk again today. Do you take, like, long ones or just, like, short walks around the neighborhood? I went on a very tiny walk to my mailbox, but it started raining, so I ran back in. Hey, Mr. Double. Hi, Butterfly. Good to see you. I am just working on this, the same thing, this virus stitch sweater. And you guys, as I get longer into the week, my speech becomes worse and worse. The tireder I get. It's pretty crazy. Just working on this. I'm working on 1, 2. This is my third set of repeating rows. Actually, I'm just starting the 4th set, actually. So this is my favorite part, is once all the setup rounds are done and when you start not having all corners, the pattern's a lot funner to do. A lot more fun. Funner's not really a word. Hi, Erin. Good to see you. Hey, Heidi. Thank you for the heart me, Abby. Writing says it ranges between 10 minutes to hours if I have a free day. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I actually really enjoy walking too. That's if I have to do any sort of exercise. Walking is what I like to do out of anything. It's the only one that I don't dislike. I don't know. I like hiking, and living in Colorado, and we live pretty close to the mountains. There's tons and tons of walking trails out here. This place is amazing if you love walking. So we're always looking for new little places to go walk around at. So super blessed. There was a while that I lived in South Carolina, and it was not as walkable. So it was just a lot different. And while I loved it out there and it's gorgeous out there, I do love being back in Colorado too, because I do love hiking and stuff. Hey, thanks, Erin. Thanks for the hearts. I think my throat is a little bit stuffy. Sorry about that, guys. I kind of had to wolf my dinner down, and hopefully you can't hear me swallow that water. It's disgusting. Swallowing noises are nasty. And there's the cough. That adds to it. 2, 3. We are getting ready to finally get some rain. Weather is a horrible, boring topic, but has anybody else had like a really weird winter this year? In your area? Like our area where we were supposed to be getting all this snow, we've gotten hardly anything, and so it's just super dry here. And I feel like I've heard that everyone's winter has been odd in some way or another. So super curious how that's been for everyone else. I'm glad it's spring now. Hopefully we get some moisture, and then my hair static can go down. got extremely staticky hair right now. Abby says we got a couple inches here in El Paso. A couple inches of snow? Even in El Paso? In El Paso, I mean, is that down by Las Cruces, New Mexico? I feel like El Paso is where I flew into. My husband was doing some work in Las Cruces some years ago, and I feel like I flew into El Paso. It's kind of a cool area. Writing says there was a blizzard, tornado, and 80-degree weather in 1 week. I do not doubt that, being in the Midwest-ish, the eastish side of the Midwest. Definitely believe that. Abby says, yeah, it normally snows here, excuse me, once or twice a year, but it melts before the day is over. 30 minutes from Las Cruces. Okay, so it was El Paso. That's cool. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Trying to remember to keep my elbows down. What's everyone getting up to this weekend? For me, tomorrow night, I'm going out to dinner with some friends. I don't really ever go out. I am definitely a homebody, so this is probably the first time I've gone out with friends in several months. Oh my goodness, come on. So that's going to be fun. So I won't be on my live tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday after this. And then other than that, I plan to crochet a bunch this weekend. Oh, if I see my husband, I'm going to snag him. I meant to bring in the giveaway blanket and show you guys where I'm really at, because I'm still just posting a video each day of the color change. Each time there's like a change in color. So, but I am a little bit further ahead in real life than I am in the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you hear that? You did? Oh, that's amazing. It's in the basket in the corner. Thank you. All right, we get to show you guys the giveaway blanket. I think it's coming out really cool, and it looks so much better as it's getting bigger. I've started it, and I really didn't like the colors again. I just didn't, and then it was like that with all these blankets. And when no, the giveaway blanket's in that corner. Okay, thanks. Abby says, I'll be road tripping to Austin, Texas this week. And what are you doing in Austin? Also, do you take crochet with you? And one further question, are you taking a V Crochet Patterns crochet with you, or do you do something simple? Like this pattern that I'm working on here, this is what I crochet on when I'm driving somewhere. My husband's driving, I'll be crocheting. This is the pattern that I do. So don't forget all those questions in that order. I need answers on all. Okay, there it is. Thank you so much. Writing is fun says, I have volunteer work, cleaning, and probably walking. You'll be gone all week. Hey, what are you? Yeah, I will be gone all weekend, so I'm not planning on going live on the weekends because that is my time to try to relax and get stuff caught up on. Weekend days are just incredibly busy for me. So I plan to just go live Monday to Friday. At first I was going to go every night, but I didn't realize just like on this last weekend, it was just too much. So tell me where you volunteer at. I'm super curious to hear where you volunteer. Abby says, my cousin's baby shower. Oh, baby shower. So much fun. You'll be driving through, so no crocheting during the drive. Oh, you're driving. Yeah, that sucks. You'll be bringing a V crochet blanket working on now on my live earlier. That was the baby blanket for the shower. Oh, okay. So that's why you were making it. That's perfect. And you're almost done. Tell me about that. Hey, Quilty. Tell me about that blanket. So I thought it was a granny square, and then you said it was a whole blanket. So it sounds like, is it a bunch of different squares that then she does like a border around? Tell me about that. And then are the squares all different, or what is that? 3 more rounds. Oh my gosh, it's got to be amazing. Okay, so here's my blanket I'm working on in Floral Fantasia. Look how much bigger it is. I think I just posted here today through, maybe it was through this round right here. And even here, like I didn't crochet at all today. This is the first time I actually sat down to crochet. It's been a really busy day at work. So like this weekend, I'll probably get at least 6 or 7 more color changes, and that's really when I get a ton of crocheting, is on the weekends too. Catch it all up, do all the videos and stuff. You know what's grueling is all the voiceovers in the, I did not realize how much work that was gonna be, although it is really fun. And I'm really glad, I think I've had comments where people were like, okay, I was really intimidated before to try this pattern. So I'm hoping it's helpful for people to see the different types of stitches that are in each round and realize like, oh, it's just regular stitches, nothing super fancy. Writing is Fun says it's a pancake event. So, oh, you're doing, okay, that's very cool. And who's that for? Is it like a fire? I mean, I know firefighters do a pancake thing. I only know that because I think I've mentioned before my son's a firefighter. Man, that makes me sound really old, but I'm really not that old. Abby says the pattern is Baroquia, octagons, and squares, and I just made it smaller with 4 octagons and 1 square. Okay, got it. That makes sense. So it's a full-size blanket. I think I might actually make... Does she tell you the color, like when to change the colors, or did you kind of go off on your own and do that? I did see that you had some variety. It didn't look like every single octagon had the exact same color pattern. So is she guiding the colors? I assume she is, because she has on all of her other patterns. But maybe I will do one of those next, because the thought of not holding a 15-pound blanket in my lap, or it's really like 10 pounds, but they're a beast to turn. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so let me know if she tells you when to change colors, and also, like, are all the octagons the same? Or are they all different patterns within each octagon? I hope that makes sense. I was looking at those before, and I just wasn't sure if I felt like doing a granny square, but then I saw yours when you were holding it up, working on it during the live, and I realized like, oh, she's connecting, she's adding more rows. So you guys, Abby is working on a blanket that's a pattern similar to the one I'm working on, the giveaway blanket. So go check out her videos. But I have not seen that edging before. I don't know, are you allowed to say edging anymore? I don't know, all these kids. So I'd never seen the border before and didn't realize that it kind of tied that whole blanket together, and it did make it look more cohesive and less like a granny square, and it was very pretty. She does have a grid of all the different color patterns for all the octagons in the full blanket. Okay, very cool. Very cool. And is each octagon different, or is it the same? Writing is Fun. So there's a group of residents that do community work, and I assume it's a fundraiser to help fund the club. That's very cool. Volunteer work is very cool. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I volunteered when I was younger at the library for a little bit. And then, actually, man, I don't know if you can call it volunteer. It was community service, but not for anything terrible. So and I was like 12. So everybody chill out. But that was a lot of fun. And then I did volunteer at an animal shelter before. But I became a mother when I was 18 years old. So I was a really young mom. And didn't really get to spend as much time doing stuff like that as I would have liked to, but I would totally go back. If they would just open up this app to place empty nester people like me who miss babies with mothers who need somebody to help watch their kids, I would be so happy. I just don't want to do babysitting, but somehow rescuing somebody for free sounds much funner than babysitting for money. Probably because I did used to have a daycare and did used to babysit quite a bit, so it just feels like work at that point. Abby says all her octagons have 4 colors, but I'm just using 2. Okay, very cool. 4 colors. I like her 4 color blankets. The Floral Fantasia has 4 colors, and the last one that I just did, Wishful Dreams, has 4 colors. Let me count this real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so the last one I did, Wishful Dreams, also had 4 colors, but the Vibes one, so the I think the Vibes one was the second one I did. That one had 7 colors in it. And for the life of me, I could not find 7 colors that I wanted together. I was so frustrated with it because I wasn't able to follow her prescribed color pattern. And I know she puts colors, in a certain order to make certain things pop. Like in the Floral Fantasia, all of the ruffles are in the same color. So, and I knew I was missing out on some of that, but I found 7 colors that I liked together. But once it was starting to come together, it really felt like a early 2000s Starbucks vibe, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, I love the mustard and the teal and the maroon and stuff. And I had some brown in there, and I can't even remember the other color that I was missing out on. But it started reminding me of Starbucks in the early 2000s and less like fall vibes, which is what I was going for on that. I just kind of wanted a darker blanket because I had just finished that blue and yellow one that was really bright. Abby says her blanket has 12 octagons and I think 2 of a kind, so 6 different color schemes. Oh, okay, very cool. Okay, I really like that. Then that means there's going to be a lot of variety. Thank you for the likes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. All right. I'm running out of things to talk about today. I can't wait till this skein is done. And then I'm working on the other one where I can actually have this on a yarn spinning thing. I just got a new yarn spinning holder, whatever it's called. And this one stands up. It almost looks like a little magazine rack or something. It's a little stand, and it's got a dowel that runs horizontal rather than vertical. So, and then you put the skein on, and so that's what I'm going to try on my giveaway blanket once I'm done with the skeins that I caked, because I did cake some skeins initially, which was a huge mistake. Hey, little bird. If I didn't miss her, I hope I didn't miss her. So anyways, I can't wait to try that new holder and see if it works. Writing says, do you like reading or have you in the past? I love reading. I am a huge book nerd. I do like a lot of the classics. And right now I actually listen to audiobooks more than physically read, because I'm usually listening to audiobooks when I'm doing chores. And I mean, I like devour audiobooks, but I have these series that I like, or these books that I like. And I always try to put in, intersperse new stuff in, new classics that I've not read yet, or biographies. I love biographies. Probably my favorite genre of books is biographies, or historical fiction if it was researched really, really well, where it's an interesting way to learn history, because I love history. History was one of my favorite subjects in school. So tell me, I imagine, since you like writing, that you probably also like reading. So tell me, you know, who do you read or what do you read? I think you told me the other day that you write poetry, which is very cool. My favorite poet is very basic, but it's also because haven't been exposed to too much poetry. But Robert Frost was always my favorite poet in high school when we had to read poetry or memorize it. We used to have to do memorizing it and reciting it in front of the class for whatever reason. But I did like Robert Frost. Little Bird says, late dinner. Abby hated history in school. You loved math and science. I also loved math. And science. You know, I mean, I might have been a nerd. I think I actually liked just school in general. I know I didn't like debate class. That was horrible. Didn't love gym. Didn't love gym. I did have a lot of fun in gym. I just not coordinated at all. So once I got past the embarrassment of being the person that nobody wanted to pick for their team, and just started being loud and having fun with my friends, then it became a lot more tolerable. So Abby says, I like school too, just wasn't a fan of history. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know why I like history so much. And some of the historical stuff I read about most is like human suffering, like periods of human suffering. I'm just obsessed with how people lived through stuff like that. And then I also like think, okay, what was it like to live in a time before hot showers or toilets or even being able to just start a fire when you want to, like all those basic things. So when I think, okay, well, I could, if I had to go camping, you know, I could cook my food over a fire or whatever, but back in the olden days, they had to figure out how to start their own fires even. Just crazy to me. Little Bird says, love history, not Jim either. Oh my gosh. I don't know if Little Bird, I think you're closer to my age. I think if you were saying one time. So did they make you do country line dancing? Or was that, I don't know if you were from that era, but I had to learn country line dancing in the 7th grade of all things. And now I know all the words to the boot, scoot, and boogie, and I don't want to know the words to the boot, scoot, and boogie. I think I could probably still do that line dance. If I really had to sit and think about it, or if I could watch it once or twice, I could probably figure that out. It's crazy. Have you read, Writing says, have you read or listened to Where the Crawdads Sing? And the Underland Chronicles is my favorite book series. So, okay, I've never heard of the Underland Chronicles. Tell me what the genre is. Is that like fantasy? I'm just hearing the word Underland and Chronicles and making an assumption. So tell me the genre there. I have read Where the Crawdads Sing. It has been a while, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I have another Audible credit. So I was actually just thinking the other day, like what's another classic that I haven't heard in forever? And that's one of them. So, and Where the Red Fern Grows too. They'd have a lot of books with that same kind of naming scheme. I forgot about Where the Red Fern Grows too. So thank you for that. And then you said Emily Dickinson has always resonated with me. Yeah, I don't know why I liked Robert Frost so much because I don't remember too much of the other poets. But I do think I like the cadence that he writes in. Thank you, Abby. Little Bird says no. What did you say no about? About having to learn country line dancing? That's what I thought when they were making me do that too. And why would you take awkward 7th graders? It's not an easy age. And then make them learn this hokey dance that we all got to do in front of each other. Oh my gosh. And then we had to learn square dancing where we had to touch each other. It was not my favorite year. Writing is Fun says it's fantasy and dystopian genre. Okay, so Underland Chronicles, fantasy or dystopian genre. I'll have to look into that. Just because of the word chronicles, it makes me think of the Chronicles of Narnia series. So I got the whole like set of all of the books, listened to them in chronological order. That was really cool. And I have all the Game of Thrones, and these are all probably really basic things, especially if you know literature, which I'm just, I like what I like, and I'm not super exposed to it, but I've definitely read a lot. But I also read a lot of the same stuff over and over too. So, but Game of Thrones, that's I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 books in now. Okay, Little Bird, yes, so you're saying no to that. Well, you were lucky, but I'm sure PE tortured you with something that I didn't have to go through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am glad to be out of school, but I do miss, I actually missed school. I did think it was fun. I liked going somewhere where I learned something new every day. And I think if I were to be able to go back as an adult, I would do even better. Because what an opportunity. And it doesn't seem like it when you're in school and you're being forced to go and you don't want to go. But all of my kids, pretty much everyone I've ever talked to had said, like, if I knew what it was going to be like to be an adult, I wouldn't be so excited to go there. So Little Bird got tortured with track and field. I fortunately did not. So yeah, there. Okay. Man, I don't know if I'd rather do track and field or country line dancing because I'm also terrible at running. I'm very uncoordinated. this crochet is about the only thing that I'm, like, my body just does it, and probably because I've been doing it for so long. But pretty much sports are not my thing. They are fun, though. I do have fun with them. Oh, the author is Suzanne Collins. Okay, so that's another series I have, is the Hunger Games series. And I listened to that. But I don't like to, I've heard some people recommend that you listen to it in chronological order, but I feel like that's wrong, because if you were listening to it outside of the order that she wrote the books, like if you were listening to it with the oldest stuff first with President, I want to say Snow. I'm really reaching right now because it's been a minute since I've listened to these. And then where they have the book where Haymitch went through his thing, if you were to listen to that in that chronological order, then you're going to be hearing like secrets that you shouldn't be hearing in that order. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's, I do like her writing. She's really good. And it's so funny because some young, I think she's considered a young adults book writer. Sometimes young adults books are just really awesome because you don't have to sit and think. And I don't like adult themes in books anyways. I don't know if anyone else here agrees, but I'm kind of tired of porn being everywhere I go. I would just like to watch some dang TV or listen to a book. It'd be awesome. I'm listening right now to the Little House on the Prairie series. And that is because I got done listening to, hey Tina or Tina, I got done listening to a book about Laura Ingalls Wilder. So that was it was a biographical book, and I mentioned earlier that's my favorite kinds of books to read. So I listened to her biography, and then was like, oh man, now, and so I learned a lot of stuff about the Little House on the Prairie series. Learned, you know, not all of it's true, or it wasn't really necessarily written in the order that it actually happened. So that was interesting. So I immediately had to go back and start listening to that series. Same with once I listened to a book, actually twice now, I've listened to a book about Margaret Mitchell, who's the author of Gone with the Wind, which is an amazing book, by the way. Like, if you can get past some of the stuff that obviously is way outdated, it's a great book. It was supposed to be in historical fiction style. So, and like I said, I love history. So anyways, after I read the book about the author, then I, of course, had to go read the book itself because I guess so much of the book was derived from her grandmother's stories and her own stories. Little Bird says, right? Like, why do we need to see that? It's exactly right. I've never once been like, oh, there's some boobs. I'm really enjoying this TV show now. I don't understand. It seems very pointless, and it's awkward because it comes on right when your kid walks in the room. There's like some weird censor thing, especially Game of Thrones. That one's the worst. Writing is Fun says you read them in the order she published, and if you were to reread it, you'd choose it again. That's exactly. And so I do reread the series every now and again, probably every 2 years or so I've reread it, and I always do it in the order she published because there's little things that I forget. And so I don't want to remember the wrong thing at the wrong time. I just feel like it spoils it. And there was a reason she wrote it in that order. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was a great series. Little Bird says, have you read The Education of Little Tree? I have not. Tell me about that. Tell me the genre. Because I am looking for new stuff. I've got Where the Crawdads Sing. The Education of Little Tree. Tell me about it. That way I know whether or not I want to read it. You're rearing up to do so again as the new movie approaches. Wait. Did you, so they're making a new Hunger Games? Is there a new Hunger Games movie coming out? If so, which book is it based on? I feel like there's already 3 Hunger Games movies, and I have to be honest, I think I maybe only watched the first 2. Catch me up on that. And I'm not even sure I knew they were making another one. And then tell me if I think there was a 3rd Hunger Games movie. Tell me if that one was as good as because I thought the first one was great. And I like that girl, Jennifer Lawrence or whatever, if that's the right, I don't know if that's the right name. I like her. I think she's cute as a button. Okay, so fiction, but some say it's an autobiography. Okay, that is exactly right up my alley. Let me set a reminder, you guys, on my phone. Remind me to get Education of Little Tree and Where the Crawdads Sing tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. There, you guys heard it now. I'm not lying. I actually want to read these books. It's a young boy raised by his Cherokee grandparents. Oh, no, but I read a book. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember. The name of it's not going to come back to me. There was a book I read when I was younger about a Native American gal. Oh no, what was it called? It was so good, and now I want to reread that one too. So I just love, also learning about how other cultures grew up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay, writing, you said it's Sunrise on the Reaping. There's the trilogy, then the 2. Okay. Oh, I think Sunrise on the Reaping was the last book in that series that I had bought, and I wonder if I listened to it all the way. 2, 3. I had just gotten, because I got the first 3 books of The Hunger Games a while back, and then last time I listened to the series, I realized, oh, there's a couple more. And so I went ahead and picked them up. I know I read 1, so whichever the next one in her published order was, that's the one that I read. And then I started listening to the last one, but didn't finish it only because I had been in Hunger Games for like 40 some hours at that point, and I needed something new. And I do, like I mentioned before, I like to intersperse stuff I already know with new stuff, because I also need to be able to let my mind wander when I'm doing chores and stuff, because I do a lot of reading when I'm cleaning the house and stuff. Abby says, my favorite book is 1,000 Splendid Suns. It's very sad, but so good. Okay, tell me about that. And is it... if it's sad, I probably want to read it too. I love a book that'll make me cry. That sounds terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bet everyone else does too. I mean, if a book can make you cry, then you know you've got a good book. I've had books scare me before, which is crazy. Little bird watched my life for 100 minutes. Thank you, little bird. That's 100 more minutes that your life was better than it would have been otherwise. I'm just playing. Thank you for the heart. I definitely just lost my train of thought. Man, I laughed at my own jokes so much. I just thought I was so clever that the rest of what I was going to say is gone out of my head. Oh, and I need to think of the name of that book about that Native American gal. And I think she ran away from home or something, and she went to live in the city. And I don't know if it was true or if it wasn't true. And there was another book that I read when I was younger called My Side of the Mountain, if anyone's ever heard of that. I think it was maybe written in the 60s. And growing up, I thought it was real. And it was about this kid. I think he used to live in New York City, if I remember correctly. And he moved away to the Catskill Mountains, and he burned up an old hollow tree and made a house out of it, and like made turtle soup and stuff, made his own candles. But I loved it because he just basically talked about how he ran away from home and survived as this young man. I think maybe he was like 13 or something in the book. And for those growing up, I always thought it was true. It was such a good book, though. I should read it again. Okay, so too many spoilers. Okay, so Abby says it's about a little girl growing up in Pakistan during wartime. Okay, so many spoilers. I don't want to say too much. All right, hold on. I gotta take a picture of your comment so I don't... There we go. I don't want to forget the name of that. Good, now I've got plenty of book recommendations. 1, 2, 3. That was a great question, writing. Look at all the conversation. And I found out that I have even more things in common with people, which is interesting if you think about it. I feel like everybody has something in common with everybody. We've got to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, I'm really struggling to count this week. Counting to 10 is not my strong suit. I'm actually really looking forward to doing the tapestry thing, doing that tapestry blanket live, because I feel like I'll still have to do a lot of counting, but I'll be able to talk about what I'm doing at the time. So you know, I'll be able to count out 19 out loud or whatever, because I feel like some people will probably follow along and or watch the video later, I guess, on YouTube. And then they'll just have all the directions. So if you don't like to follow written patterns, or you don't know how to read a written pattern, then they'll have a verbal pattern too. I breathe, you breathe, yay! 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 more stitches. Little bird, what are you getting up to this weekend? I don't think you were in here when I asked that earlier. I am going to crochet. I'm going out to dinner tomorrow night, so I won't be going live again until Monday. And then going out to dinner tomorrow night, and then literally crocheting and cleaning house and stuff all weekend. There's not much to clean. That's another thing. It's interesting how much less there is to clean when your kids grow up. Ooh, garden prep. Very nice. We're renting a house right now, and because we had bought one in South Carolina and then ended up moving like 4 months later. So we're renting that house out, and we're just renting a house here while we wait and see where we want to buy, because if you haven't been to Colorado lately, it's incredibly expensive. So we don't have a place to do a garden, but my husband has a major green thumb. He is really good with plants. Our house has tons of house plants in it, and he's done microgreens before. He's very, very good with plants. Oops, I put 2 stitches in there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. All right, writing his friend says, I'll be right back. I need to rinse off my brush. When you come back, well, you might not hear me ask this. I'll have to remember to ask if you are painting tonight. So I stream on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously for those of you on TikTok. And so on YouTube, there's somebody whose handle is Writing is Fun with some letters or numbers behind it. And they do like all sorts of crafts. So that's who you hear me talking to. When you hear me talking about comments, you can't see, that's why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I confused somebody the other day, and I didn't even think about how confusing that might be. Little bird, what are you going to, garden prep, are you just tilling in earth? Are you fertilizing, or are you actually like planting seedlings indoors? I can't remember what part of the country you're in. But yeah, are you just prepping the soil, or are you actually getting out in there and doing some starts? And what do you usually grow? Abby says, I was wondering if someone blocked me and I couldn't see their comments. No, I didn't even think that. I didn't even think about how that would be. There was somebody in the live the other day who's like, I can't see anyone else but my own comments. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. There was nobody else but her in there at the moment chatting with me. And I didn't even think about how crazy that made her feel. Hey, Writing. Okay, so Writing on YouTube is back. When you were gone, I was just telling them, explaining that I stream to YouTube and TikTok at the same time. And somebody on TikTok mentioned that they thought maybe there was somebody commenting that had blocked them because she couldn't see the comments. You said you had to go rinse off your brush, Writing. So tell me, are you painting tonight? Oh, what time is it? Holy cow, it's already 7:08. That's what always happens to me when I crochet, is I look up and a lot of time has passed. As soon as I'm done with this live too, I'm gonna go watch Game of Thrones. Obviously, got to get my nightly weird porn in. Just kidding. But I'm gonna go. My husband and I are gonna watch Game of Thrones. We are rewatching the series, and then of course, when I'm done rewatching the series, I will be starting to listen to the books again. And but we keep the remote right there to fast forward because it's awkward, man. It's awkward. Freaking awkward. Writing is fun says, yes, an old piece of plastic furniture I've had for years. Oh, that's fun. Are you like refinishing it then? That's really cool. Are you doing a cool color? Little Bird says all of it. I have a cottage garden, flowers and veggies growing together. That's my favorite kind of garden. And certain flowers do really good with certain vegetables, don't they? Because they like ward off pests. Like, aren't marigolds a natural pest deterrent? Maybe for deer, but I can't remember. My grandparents had a garden, then they always had marigolds in there, and I feel like it was to keep the deer away. They lived out in the mountains. Abby says you might like Spartacus. Definitely not suitable show for young eyes. Okay. Oh, Spartacus, that's actually, I could imagine. Yeah, that probably would be cool, and probably my husband would like that too. Little Bird says yes. Abby says you're growing zinnias, marigolds, nasturtiums, and calendula for pest control. Nice. Very nice. Oh, I'm so jealous now. I'm so jealous. Writing is fun. Talking about the plastic furniture they're doing. I'm using brown for the frame and green for the 3 drawers. They're currently pink and sparkly clear pink. Oh, plastic furniture. Why did I think it was a chair? I don't know why I envisioned a chair. That's very cool. Brown for the frame and green for the drawers. And yeah, the pink and sparkly clear pink, I bet the brown and green are going to look really cool, actually. Brown and green are 2 very nice colors that go together. Yeah, man, I'm so jealous of the gardening thing. Oh well, I'll be back there again. And in the meantime, like I said, my husband grows a bunch of houseplants and stuff indoors. He actually had like a whole, and probably still has it. I can't imagine he threw it away. But he probably has like a whole tent thingy, because when he was doing microgreens, he grew everything indoors. He had this huge setup. It was very cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But microgreens are incredibly labor intensive. But he definitely has a way with plants. So, and I don't know where we would set up a tent right now. The house we're in is just a little bit smaller than what we were used to, although not small at all, and I'm blessed. Not at all complaining. Yeah, Abby, I'd love to see all your flowers when they're coming out. I don't know if you, because the only post of yours I ever see, although I haven't gone to your profile and dug through your stuff, I did that one time when you first commented about doing a floral fantasia. I went and dug a little bit, but when your flowers come in, you should do a video of it. I love flowers so much. I didn't realize until last year, so we moved into this house year before last, but we moved in the fall. So there were some bushes out front, and found out last year in the spring that they were lilac bushes, which is really cool because that's my favorite flower scent out there. Actually, no, gardenia and jasmine and lilac are probably all my 3 favorites. But I've always dreamed of having lilacs, and I've never lived anywhere with them before, and so we always talk about planting them, but then we moved for one reason or the other. So it was really neat to know, or to find out last year, that we had moved into a house that finally has my dream flower, so I can go out and pick them, and they smell really good. They like smell up the whole house. You can just pick them and bring them in. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad was allergic to lilacs, so we didn't get to keep him in the house. Little Bird says, have you made lilac sugar or jelly? No, I didn't know you could do that. What? Okay, I've heard of people making things out of lavender, which I detest the smell of lavender. I wish I didn't, because it's in everything. I want to like it. I try to like it. I try. It's the same with sushi. I want to like it. It's an adult thing to like, but does lilac taste the way lilac smells the way that lavender tastes the way that lavender smells. Abby says, you too, I hate lavender. I do love sushi. Yep, okay. I'm trying to like it, you guys. I've given it a couple shots. I think it's the seaweed. The seaweed is disgusting. Writing is fun says I have a big lilac bush and I love it. You're so lucky. This year, it's because we didn't really get any snow this year and it's been really warm. The blooms are already coming out and it's like a month early for it. So I am definitely waiting to bring some of those indoors. Little Bird says it's floral for sure. Good in tea. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Actually, I might try a little bit. I hope it can't be as bad as lavender. Trying to nigiri instead, no seaweed, just fish and rice. Okay, so here's the other thing. I also really hate fish. I don't know why. You guys, I'm not an adult, so I feel like grown-ups eat fish and sushi. And I am a good and adventurous eater, so I'm not like eating chicken nuggets at the Mexican restaurant or anything like that. I am an adventurous eater, but I don't love seafood. And I do like mock crab though. So if I do have sushi, I will get it without the seaweed and I'll have like the crab or whatever. Shrimp tempura is okay too, I guess. So, all right, well, it is writing says I drink too much tea to not start making my own. Oh, tea, yes. Okay, so tea is a very cool hobby to get into also. Bring that up like next Monday when we're talking because I want to ask you about that. I like fruity teas more than like really herbal teas, but again, that's one thing where I feel like I'm not an adult with that kind of taste, so. We make good redbud jelly, dandelion jelly. Oh, I've had dandelion jelly. My grandma used to make that. And she used to make dandelion wine. So, all right, guys. It was so good to chat with you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Abby and Little Bird. And writing is fun. And it was so good to talk with everyone. And thanks for all my hearts and my roses. And I'll see you guys on Monday.